He is the only military man to work on 3 major UFO investigations, including one based here in Las Vegas. The official is Jay Stratton, and he has never spoken in public or even granted an interview, that is.
Just moments ago, Stephen Greer exposed shocking truths about recent UFO sightings. He's well known for his daring statements about the advanced technology powering UFOs that don't operate with conventional engines or show any heat emissions.
I said, look, the reason it's being kept so secret is because the technologies behind how those objects move.
Challenging our understanding of their energy sources. But if these technologies exist and are as advanced as he claims, what might that mean for us all? Meanwhile, we get into this, it's clear that what we're going to find out is much bigger than we thought, and it's going to really surprise us. The Strange Shadow Group. Dr. Greer doesn't believe that extraterrestrials developed these technologies. Instead, he claims humans created them and have kept them secret for many years. He suggests that a secret group, which operates outside of any government authority, even beyond the reach of presidents or Congress, has been hiding these incredible technologies. This group's actions are beyond public or governmental control, preventing even the highest government officials from accessing this knowledge. What we uncover next could shake the very foundations of our understanding of power and technology.
They have no jets, they have no rockets, they're not an internal combustion engine, and they most certainly don't have a nuclear power plant on them because there's no heat signature and nuclear power.
If Dr. Greer's claims are true, they force us to think deeply about our place in the universe and our current understanding of physics. The impact could be enormous, potentially transforming how we produce energy, how we travel, and even how we take care of our environment. Dr. Greer, who is often called the leader of the disclosure movement, had his first encounter with what he believed was a UFO when he was just 8 years old in North Carolina. This experience sparked a lifelong interest in UFOs and extraterrestrial intelligence, pushing him to become a leading voice in this global conversation. Over the years, Dr. Greer has gathered many reports of UFO sightings and encounters. He argues that alien civilizations have been visiting Earth for thousands of years. He even suggests that the increase in UFO sightings during the 20th century might be linked to humans developing atomic weapons, which could have attracted the attention or concern of these extraterrestrial beings. However, this isn't the most surprising part. In his books and films, Dr. Sher, Greer has been very critical of the secrecy surrounding these technologies. He believes that a secretive group is using these extraterrestrial-inspired technologies for their benefit, posing serious risks to national security and global stability. According to him, these undisclosed technologies could drastically change society, but they remain hidden from the public eye, creating a culture of secrecy that goes against the principles of openness and transparency.
Simultaneously everywhere. This is why the CIA had a very successful project dealing with what's called remote viewing.
Dr. Greer's views challenge the common stories we hear about UFOs and alien technology. He suggests that there is a hidden game of power and secrecy at very high levels. For him, asking for full disclosure is not just about revealing the existence of aliens. It is more about uncovering the human advancements that might have come from these encounters. He believes that if these technologies were made public, they could benefit everyone by revolutionizing energy production, protecting the environment, and even transforming how we travel. But that's not all. As more people become interested in Dr. Greer's claims, he continues to stress the need to confront these hidden truths. He encourages us to rethink not just our past, but also our future path in terms of human progress and our potential interactions with beings from other worlds. Dr. Stephen Greer is a leading voice in the study of UFOs and human encounters with unidentified flying objects. He believes strongly that the military and certain industries have not only found alien spacecraft, but have also managed to copy their designs to make similar versions here on Earth. Greer points to many pieces of evidence that suggest aliens have been visiting Earth for as long as humans have been around. For example, ancient cave paintings and artworks from various cultures show images that he interprets as early meetings with otherworldly beings, indicating a long history of human contact with extraterrestrials. To explore these ideas further, Greer founded 2 organizations: the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, CSETI, and the Advanced Research in Serious Technologies, STAR. The goal of these groups is to create friendly and constructive relationships with any extraterrestrial visitors. His interest in UFOs began when he was a child, sparked by books and magazines on the topic and inspired by his uncle, who helped design the lunar module for the moon landing in 1969. But it wasn't just books and family that drew him in. In 1973, Greer had a personal encounter with a disc-shaped craft in the Blue Ridge Mountains. During this incident, he claims he interacted with the beings inside the craft. This experience erased any doubts he had about the reality of extraterrestrial visitors. From that moment on, Greer felt he needed to find a way to uncover the truth about these phenomena and share it with the world. Greer's quest for answers took a significant turn in 1990, after several strange events pushed him to engage more deeply with the UFO community. He decided to create a network of researchers and enthusiasts who could work together to investigate UFO sightings and encounters. This network eventually grew into CSETI, which operates out of Greer's basement in Asheville. The organization is dedicated to making contact with extraterrestrials and carefully documenting these encounters. But this wasn't the most surprising part. Greer used the work of earlier researchers like Alan Hynek, who developed a system for classifying close encounters. Hynek's categories start with C1s, which involve sightings of strange objects in the sky within 500 feet. C2s involve sightings supported by physical evidence, like radar data or environmental changes, such as animals acting strangely or plants being damaged. The most direct encounters, known as C3s, include face-to-face interactions with beings. These beings are described in various ways: short, gray humanoids, winged creatures, large hairy giants, or tall, blonde figures that look like the actor Rutger Hauer. And yet, there is more to the story. UFO researchers later added another category called C4s. This category includes human experiences of boarding extraterrestrial crafts, whether voluntarily or through abductions. By adding this category, researchers like Greer aim to study the most personal and profound interactions people have had with extraterrestrial technology and beings. Through his work, Greer challenges the way we traditionally think about UFOs and aliens. He promotes a new way of looking at these encounters, suggesting we should be open and ready for peaceful communication with extraterrestrial beings. Greer believes that preparing humanity for more frequent and meaningful interactions with these advanced visitors is essential. He uses his leadership in research to try and bring out advanced technologies that he believes have been kept hidden but could change our world in positive ways if used openly and for the benefit of all. Next, let's see how Dr. Greer's methods are changing how we talk to aliens. Active alien outreach. Dr. Stephen Greer has come up with a new way to think about human-alien encounters, which he calls close encounters of the fifth kind, or C5s. This category is different because it involves humans trying to reach out to extraterrestrial beings on purpose. They do this by using lights, sounds, and focused thoughts to communicate. Instead of just watching UFOs from a distance, this method aims to make direct contact with any nearby extraterrestrial crafts. Greer's approach is not just about sitting back and watching strange objects in the sky, it's about trying to talk to them. He works with a global network of teams who keep an eye on specific hotspots where UFO sightings are known to happen regularly. These places show patterns of frequent sightings, making them perfect locations for his team to investigate and attempt contact. To keep everything organized, Greer created the Rapid Mobilization Investigative Team, RMIT, under the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, CSETI. This team is always ready to travel quickly to these hotspots anywhere in the world. The network is strong, with about 20 grassroots groups in cities across the United States and Canada. Team members go through tough training in Greer's special methods for communicating with extraterrestrials and doing field research. Around 100 people have completed the advanced training needed to join RMIT. But this isn't the whole story. Being part of RMIT is not easy. Members often have to leave their families and jobs without much notice to respond to UFO sightings. These assignments can mean long trips and personal costs, since the team members have to pay for their own travel and accommodation. Beyond field investigations, Greer is also a busy author and filmmaker. He has written 5 books and directed 5 feature-length documentaries that have reached nearly 1 billion people worldwide.
Those objects move. They have no jets. They have no rockets. They're not an internal combustion engine, and they most certainly don't have a nuclear power plant on them because there's no heat signature. And nuclear power fission is...
His latest documentary, The Lost Century and How to Reclaim It, talks about what he sees as a 100-year cover-up of UFO-related advancements. He believes this secrecy has held back human progress in many areas, including spiritual, cultural, and technological development. But this isn't the worst part. The documentary also calls for the release of classified technologies that come from the work of inventors like Nikola Tesla. Greer believes these hidden technologies could change the way we deal with big global problems, like pollution and poverty. He imagines a future where these technologies provide clean and unlimited energy, cutting down our dependence on fossil fuels and helping fight climate change. The doctor's work goes beyond making films and writing books. He is also very active in reaching out to scientists, inventors, and leaders in different industries, pushing them to focus on developing clean energy technologies. He is seen as a leading voice in the movement to move our world away from using carbon-based fuels to using new, advanced technologies that he claims are being kept secret. But there's more. Greer thinks that the technologies he wants to reveal could open up a whole new field of science based on electromagnetic propulsion systems that use high-voltage mechanisms, similar to those Nikola Tesla worked on in the early 20th century. For Greer, promoting these technologies is not just about finding new ways to create energy. He sees them as a way to bring about major global change. By introducing these advanced technologies, he believes humanity could solve environmental problems and create a fairer, more developed world for everyone. He talks about new kinds of technology that could completely change how we deal with big problems like pollution and poverty.
And there's been a lot of research done by various scientists in the last few decades on this, where consciousness and thought can affect a machine or a random number generator.
He discusses zero-point energy, which he believes could provide an endless, clean energy source that would stop pollution and greatly reduce poverty around the world. He also mentions something called electromagnetic gravitics, a technology that could allow us to travel faster than light by changing the way space and time work. Another idea he explores is consciousness-assisted technologies, which would use human spiritual energy to achieve different technological goals. But Greer says the real issue isn't just about whether extraterrestrial beings exist. He claims they do, and they've been around for a long time. What's more concerning, he says, is that there might be hidden, unofficial groups, almost like a shadow government, keeping all of this secret. This creates a worrying picture of how governments might be involved in keeping the truth about UFOs from the public. An article from NPR Illinois points out that Greer believes this secrecy has been going on for a long time and has important consequences. According to Greer, the real problem isn't with the extraterrestrials themselves, but with the amazing technologies discovered through these encounters that have been kept hidden from everyone. Greer argues that governments, especially in the United States and other powerful countries, have been hiding information about UFOs and related advanced technologies for many years. He suggests that the reason behind this secrecy is because these technologies could change how our current energy systems work, especially those based on fossil fuels. If these advanced technologies were made public, they could bring about a new era of energy production that doesn't rely on polluting fuels, potentially solving many of the world's environmental and financial problems. But this isn't the most troubling part. The NPR Illinois article goes into detail about how governments have been hiding information about UFOs for a long time, pointing out that public trust in government openness has dropped a lot over the last 75 years. This secretive behavior started in the mid-20th century and has only made people more suspicious, giving rise to different conspiracy theories.
It does exist, but it's gonna be, as I mentioned earlier, consciousness and thought interface with technologies. So I have a old McDonnell Douglas that became part of, and Phantom Works became part of Boeing.
In 1993, Dr. Greer started the Disclosure Project, an effort to gather reliable accounts from military and government workers who have seen UFOs or know about hidden extraterrestrial programs. By collecting these stories, the Disclosure Project tries to make a strong case for more openness from the government and to push officials to share classified information with the public. This effort has been key in making the conversation about UFOs more mainstream, raising public awareness and encouraging more open discussions about what extraterrestrial contact and hidden technologies could mean for all of us. Greer's views also include a theory about why we might be seeing more UFO activity recently. He thinks this could be related to governments and private companies working on and testing new, advanced technologies. He even suggests that some of the UFO sightings people report might actually be human-made technology tests, not alien spacecraft. This brings up more questions about what these sightings really are and why they are being kept secret. But that's not the end of the story. The NPR Illinois article also talks about the bigger consequences of keeping these technologies secret. It warns that this secrecy could lead to a new kind of arms race, which could be very dangerous for global security. The article supports Dr. Greer's call for more transparency in discussions about UFOs and extraterrestrial life. Greer argues that people deserve to know the truth about what is happening behind closed doors, and that revealing these technologies could help us solve some of the world's biggest problems, like environmental damage and economic inequality. Now, as the government starts talking about UAPs, let's see what this means for us all: the transformation of UFO policy. For decades, the topic of UFOs has fascinated the public, but it's only recently that we've seen a change in how the authorities are dealing with these strange events. A well-known researcher with many publications, he has often accused the United States government and other powerful countries of hiding information about UFOs and possible contact with extraterrestrial beings. He believes that this secrecy started in the middle of the 20th century when reports of UFO sightings began to increase. Instead of sharing what they knew, the government chose to keep this information secret, which only led to more public curiosity and gave rise to many conspiracy theories. In a recent interview with Vlad TV, he talked about the recent times when governments have begun to admit that UAPs are real. While he agrees that this is different from the total denials of the past, he doesn't see it as a move towards true openness. Instead, he thinks it's a clever way of managing the information to control how the public thinks about it, without actually sharing all the facts. But this isn't the most important part. He argues that the recent announcements by the U.S. government about UAPs do not mean they are telling us everything. The government is saying that UAPs exist and should be studied further, but they still hold back more profound insights, especially anything related to extraterrestrial involvement. This is seen as part of a plan to slowly prepare the public for the truth without causing too much fear or worry. By using the term UAPs instead of flying saucers or UFOs, the government can steer the conversation away from more controversial ideas about aliens.
We're using the English word apple. But imagine if the communication system did it on the level of the essence of that thing itself and then popped it into your language. Does that make sense?
This way, they can manage the public's reaction while keeping control of the overall story. According to the researcher, this move by the U.S. government has bigger consequences, including concerns over national security and public safety. He is particularly worried that the idea of UAPs could be used to justify the development of advanced weapons and the militarization of space. He even suggests that some of the reported UAP sightings might not be alien at all, but could be new technologies created by humans. This raises serious questions about what these sightings really are and why the government is choosing to acknowledge them now. But that's not the worst part. The secrecy around UAPs is also connected to powerful defense companies and what is described as a shadow government, a hidden group that operates behind the scenes without official approval. This secretive group is believed to want to keep things the way they are, protecting the current economic and political systems by hiding potentially revolutionary technologies. A strong supporter of full disclosure, he argues that the hidden information could help solve significant global problems like climate change and poverty. However, there are many barriers to achieving this openness, especially since powerful interests might lose a lot if these secrets were revealed. Despite these obstacles, he remains optimistic, believing that the recent statements by the U.S. government about UAPs might lead to more transparency in the future. People everywhere are encouraged to demand more open disclosure, not just from the United States, but also from other countries that may have important information. But there's another side to his mission. Along with pushing for transparency, he has a deep interest in the potential of alien technology to change our world. In an appearance on the London Real podcast, he spoke about how technologies related to UAPs
report seeing UAPs.
That's just my personal estimate.
In the incident off Virginia Beach, do you believe the Navy took the danger to your aircraft seriously after it was reported?
Absolutely.
such as zero-point energy, could completely change our approach to energy. He believes these technologies could end the global energy crisis and help reduce environmental and economic problems. There is also a suggestion that alien civilizations might not be hostile at all. Instead, they are seen as interested in the future of Earth and have been interacting with humans for thousands of years, perhaps even influencing our development in important ways. Stories of encounters with aliens involve high levels of consciousness and telepathy, suggesting that these beings are much more advanced, both spiritually and technologically. But this isn't where it ends. The conversations across different platforms show a dedication to uncovering the truth about alien contact and advocating for a future where this knowledge is used for the benefit of everyone. There is a vision of a world where humanity can use the full potential of alien technologies, creating a new era of peace, progress, and cooperation. Learning from these advanced beings and their technologies could help solve some of the world's biggest problems and create a future where technology is used for good. The goal is a world where openness and sharing of knowledge lead to global progress and a better quality of life for all. In summary, the work being done challenges us to think differently about our place in the universe. Understanding and using the technologies we may have learned from extraterrestrial beings could help us address some of our most significant challenges, from energy shortages to environmental damage. It is a call for openness, cooperation, and a new approach to science and technology that could bring about an age of incredible discovery and advancement for all of humanity. But what if alien technology isn't just beneficial? Could it pose risks we haven't considered? Comment and subscribe for more discussions, and share your thoughts below.